Hello, my name's Jon Sermon. I'm a church leader in the UK and I'm recording videos from time to time as an encouragement to people. Today it's Sunday, the 11th of July, and the day that this evening is the final of the Euro football competition. And of course there's a lot of excitement in our country because the England team are one of the finalists playing against Italy. And the significance seems to be quite stark in that it is so long since 1966, the year that England won the World Cup in football, and have not been in a final of a men's football major tournament ever since, until now. But whatever the outcome, the fact that the team has done well seems to have encouraged people quite a lot. And obviously if England win, that encouragement will continue. But something that came up in our worship this morning helps us put this in perspective. Do you know, I did my training for ordination in Manchester. And this was in the days when Manchester United were still quite dominant in the Premier League, and Manchester City were not. I know that's changed now, Manchester City being one of the top teams at the moment. But at the time, it was a strange choice to support City rather than United. And quite a lot of my friends did. I still do, of course. But what would often come up as a joke in church amongst all these Manchester City supporters was that football is my other religion. That was what they would call it, my other religion. And of course there've been quotes about football is as important as religion. No, it's not, it's much more important than that, and so on. And this is all in good humour and excellent in that sense. But what we were looking at this morning was an encounter Jesus had with a crowd after, you probably heard the shorthand, the feeding of the 5,000, and a time when a huge crowd had listened to Jesus teaching, and it was time for a meal. But they didn't really have much food, and a young lad offered to share his packed lunch. 5 tiny little bread rolls and 2 small fish. And Jesus miraculously shared that between the whole people, and they had enough. Well, in this encounter that was soon after that, the crowds were following him again and Jesus pointed out to them, it's more because you enjoyed eating the food than you enjoyed listening to the word of God. It's why you're following me. And he challenged them, and they responded about the history of Moses and the people wandering in the desert after they were rescued by God from slavery, and how God provided a food called manna, which was like bread in the desert. But Jesus pointed out that the real bread from heaven was not so much the manna that came when Moses was leading the people in the desert, but he was using it figuratively as a spiritual illustration, saying the bread from heaven is the one who comes from heaven, who is God living a human life, bringing God's presence into everyday reality, Jesus himself. And really what he was saying was that the spiritual side of life is even more important than our physical needs. Now, whether or not you're going to watch the final tonight, whether or not you're going to support either Italy or England in the football, however exciting it may be, remembering that the spiritual realities of life are even more important. It seems a good moment to notice that. Let's be encouraged by the success of the football team, yes, of course. But let's be encouraged to go deeper with God and experience the spiritual things of life. God bless you.